Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a special interview. This man is a 9-time Southern Heavyweight Champion. He's the author of If You Don't Want the Answer, Don't Ask the Question. He's been in the ring with the likes of Jerry Lawler, Honky Tonk Man, and Coco Beware. Let's give a big round of applause for Superstar Bill Dundee. How you doing today, Bill?
Doing real good. It's a beautiful day down here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's sky's blue and the sun's shining, so that's nice.
Couldn't ask for more, sir. And
no.
Right away, first of all, it's an honor and a privilege to have you on the show. And our good friend Mike has been dying to ask you a few questions, so I guess we'll hand him the floor.
All right, go ahead, Mike. Hey, Bill, I'm so happy you're on the show. Very excited about it. So first of all, just thank you for being here, sir. We really appreciate you. All right, appreciate you asking me.
You know, you were born in Scotland and then at an early age moved to Australia. Could you tell our listeners what the connection is with Tennessee? How did you get over to Tennessee wrestling and get affiliated with those guys in America?
Okay, well, Jim Barnett brought Georgia Championship Wrestling to Australia in 1962 or 61 or whatever it was, the early 60s. And all Australian guys that wrestled did jobs on his TV for Mark Lewin, Skull Murphy, Brute Bernard, Mario Milano, all the big shots that Barnett brought over there. And everybody would say, you guys need to go to America. Well, nobody did nothing about it. But 20 years later, after Barnett kind of shut down, the gentleman with the name of Bobby Shane came over, and he was the booker. And he saw us. He said, hey, why can't you get you booked in Tennessee? I said, Bobby, we've had that from 20 guys and nothing's happened. He said, well, I promise you, where's your phone? So we went into the house, used the house phone, and called Jerry Jarrett. So the day he said he could do it, he started the ball rolling, and Christine Jarrett got the paperwork ready for us. And here we are, 40 years later. George got home sick after about 6 months, went home, and I stayed, and I've enjoyed it.
All right. And was there a difference in the styles of the wrestling? Because I've seen things where you had an English style. Was there a difference between the English style and the American style, or were you familiar with the American style also?
No, but like I told you, Jim Barnett brought Georgia Championship Wrestling over there in the early 60s, so we did the both. But when we worked the local clubs over there, like the league's clubs and on the local level, we wrestled more English style. So
I see.
But we could do the other kicking and punching and all the other things that we did. So yeah, so we knew what the style was when we got here.
I see. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Dundee.
Yes, sir. How are you?
My name's Clyde. I had a good question, man. Used to wrestle here.
I'm not laughing at the thing, Clyde, but that song, anyway, that's another story. We'll get into that. Clyde, that just made me laugh.
We definitely want to hear that one.
Yeah, I hear you, but anyway.
I was wanting to know how you felt about the city of Louisville. That's where we're based out of, man, and I used to watch you down there every Tuesday night. If it was Lawler and Dundee, it was a house, and it was rocking, baby.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. The woman cut me with a knife in Louisville way back when I was a bad guy in 1975. It was. So she said, I hate you, you son of a bitch. And I said, well, I don't like you either, you MFer or whatever I called her. And she had a pocket knife in her hand. She just drove it down my chest. I said, what the hell?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
I thought they was Bill, I thought they was also
woman. I thought, boy, if the women's like that, how was the men going to be? But anyway, that was 1975.
I thought they was all throwing their panties at you from watching the TV tapings.
That was when I was the good guy. When we come here, we were the bad guys.
Well, I was wondering, what does the Louisville Gardens mean to you? Because, like Clyde and I, we're from Louisville, and we grew up watching you. Here you was larger than life to us when we were children, and so I was just wondering, what does the Louisville Gardens mean to you personally?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it, and I knew some towns that you went in Louisville was one of them. The people would be more friendly to you after the show or during the show. You could, you had access to them. You could go talk to them, and they were just like your next door neighbor. And some of the towns we went to, they were just, okay, here we are, and off they would go. But Louisville was very good, and there was a lot of pretty women hung around the matches back then.
That's right.
And that was just, how that is when you're a young guy. Well, I wasn't young, I was 32 when I came to America. I just looked young, but anyway.
You was a real baby. You had a real baby face.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. So
Now, I noticed you patting your style a little bit after Elvis. Were you an Elvis fan also? Because I'm a
the jumpsuit thing?
Yes, sir.
No, and the dyed black hair. No, I had that. My mother had jet black, blue black hair, and I would watch the dude one day. I said, "What are you doing, Mama?" She said, "I'm getting the blue black hair." I said, "Can I get blue black hair?" And she said, "Yeah, if you buy some damn dye." So that was way back in the '50s. But Elvis was around then too. So I tell everybody Elvis saw my hair and he did his. But that's another story. But anyway, so yeah, that's how all that started. It just happened he had blue black hair too. So. When he got it the same way I got mine, out of a bottle.
Can you tell us a little bit how big wrestling was in Memphis, Tennessee in the 70s? Can you touch on that a little bit?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I tell everybody there was 4 people in Memphis, Tennessee. Back in the day, there was Elvis Presley, Jerry Lewis, Jerry Lawler, and Bill Dundee. And I don't know if that's the order, but they were the 4 guys that everybody knew.
Amen.
We had Well, yeah, I mean, and I'm not sure, it is true. I mean, Elvis was hot then when we come here, and then Jerry Lee was, you know how he is, and then the King and me. So we was on TV every Saturday, so everybody knew us.
It's kind of like the Memphis Rat Pack.
Okay, Arena Rat Pack. No, we won't get into that. That's not. I hate that word, but anyway, that's another story.
You know, you touched on Jerry Lee Lewis, and I'm going to ask you this question. Researching, I seen you had an incident with Mr. Jerry Lee Lewis. Can you touch on your relationship with him, and then possibly the incident that you had with him years ago?
Well, we did that. After you get to meet somebody, you know him. Not that we were big buddies, but if he was playing local, I would go to one of the bars he was in, go see him. He would, talk and talk. But the incident we're talking about was when we were all doing it was at the Vapors nightclub back in 1976 or 7 maybe. But anyway, he was there and he was singing. He was doing the thing. So we were there, a bunch of wrestlers, and it was for St. Jude actually. And so we go up there to talk, and he didn't want to get off the microphone, but I didn't know he was like that. And when he sings or he does things, that's how he is. So I was following him. So I went, "Hey man, get your ass off the stage. We gotta go." So he looked at me and he said, "What? You know?" I said, "Yeah, I know who you are." So when 2 of his bodyguards came on down, I said, "Pal, you better tell him to go sit the fuck down, because you don't want this to happen right here. I promise you." So he just said, and he just rambled on a little bit. Then he got off the stage, and we got up to do our little thing and talk. And
was part of you thinking, do you know who I am, when he said that to you?
Well, I was going to show him, but I mean, yeah, he knew. And Elvis knew too. They all watched wrestling. That was the hottest show in the wrestling show ever in the world. I don't know a show that was hotter than Memphis wrestling. That's true.
I got a question for you, Bill. I'm going to do a little name dropping. Do you got any good stories about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson?
He was just a little baby boy. They would come over to our house. His mother and my wife, Beverly, were pretty good buddies, and they would come over on a Sunday, and they would eat dinner, Rocky Johnson, and they would bring The Rock. And Jamie was little, and we used to try to get him to wrestle, but they would never do it. She'd go wrestle, but they never, when they were just little bitty fellas. So, yeah, I mean, I had known Dwayne ever since he was a little bitty fella. It should have been nicer to him, biggest movie star in the world. You never know what would happen, right?
Right. Well, I heard you talk in the past how if you not necessarily had to do it all over again, but you would have done more film work if you could kind of turn back the hands of time. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at a script right now. A guy said, and I said, "Brother, you sent this friggin' thing 30 years too late. I'm 75 years young, and do you want me to do a movie?"
Oh, you can still go now. We know you can still go.
Oh, yeah, I can still go, but I think they want to kill me in the end of it. I don't know if I want to be that radical. I've got the script sitting right here, so I'm reading it.
Oh, that would be awesome. Do you care to elaborate a little more about like your relationship with Jerry Lawler throughout the years? And it just seemed like it honestly seemed like a special bond to me.
Technically, that's the word I think it looked a special bond, because we never hung around together away from the wrestling business. We would sometimes ride to the town together, but he never drank. He didn't do none of the silly stuff I did. Not that you have to do silly stuff, but he never did any. No, I mean, he did, but go chase girls, but it was just so, the Tommy Riches and Handsome Jimmy. Well, Handsome didn't drink much either, but he did other stuff. But anyway, so yeah. But me and Lawler had a good rapport in the ring. He liked working with me, and I liked working with him, and it could tell in the ring. So, and it drew a lot of money. Jerry Jarrett liked us working together, so that's how all that came about. Money.
Yeah, and he actually didn't tear your sports car up with the baseball bat that time, so I guess that was pretty good too. He refrained from hitting it, So.
But I broke his window.
Yeah, you did.
we did the thing where a man hit his window with us. That was on a Cadillac. So yeah, we did a lot of stuff that was the first, people wasn't doing that back then. Memphis was really way ahead of its time on the style of what they did and they didn't do. It was a little wild than most other people. When I went to Louisiana for Bill Watts, they did a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, it really was at the forefront of a lot of things, and I'll say you was kind of spearheading really a lot of that stuff in my eyes.
A lot of it, yeah.
I enjoyed just your energy you bring. Like when we was coming to this interview, I was like, man, I just want to bring the energy with this guy today, man. I just loved your passion, and it just shined through the television to me when I was a child.
Well, that was what it was. It was real to me, and I was convincing you guys it was real. That's what they've lost today. Jumping off the top of a building in a movie's one thing. Jumping off the top of a building in a wrestling match is something different. Nobody buys that BS, and the kids think that's what it is today. But it ain't that. It's still wrestling. Name of the game is wrestling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like the whole kayfabe. It's like kayfabe ain't really there anymore. It's like you'll watch a wrestling program and then immediately following you'll see it doing something else.
Here's another thing. The boys never used that word away from kayfabe. If somebody walked in the room, they may say kayfabe, just quit talking about wrestling. So that was how it all started. But people were saying it and used it for all the wrong reasons. Today they don't really know what it means.
Wow. Okay.
You mean it's all kayfabe? Well, that's why they used the word. Back in the good old days, when I started back in '61, if somebody you didn't know walked in the dressing room and you was talking, you would just say kayfabe, and everybody knew to shut up. That's what it meant. Don't say another word. But they use it. I don't know what they use it for today. I don't really. I have no idea what they do either. They don't either. But that's another story.
I got you.
Wow. What eye opener. Okay, that's very interesting.
Yes, sir. Bill, are you there? I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I know you're there. You got any good stories about Jim Cornette, man? He's a legend here in Louisville.
No, he's a legend in his own mind. That's what Cornette is.
Oh, he's gonna get us in trouble.
Do you know how he got into the wrestling business?
I believe he was taking pictures around the ringside, if I remember correctly.
I think his mom knew Jerry's mom also.
Yeah, that wasn't how he got into the wrestling business. But anyway, that was... Jarrett come to me one day and he says, "What, make Jim Cornette a manager?" I said, "Make Jim Cornette a manager?" He said, "I hate that son of a bitch." He said, "If he could get as much heat with the people as he does with me, maybe they'll kill him." I said, "That's a little hard, ain't it?" He said, "No." He said, "I can't stand that." So that's how we go in. That's a true story.
Wow.
And then Jimmy got and he just gets heat. Just whether he knows how, but just because that's how he is, that's his personality.
Yeah,
and then when I took the book in Louisiana, when I took the book down in Louisiana for Bill Watts, I took Jimmy down there as a manager, and he go over like a steamship with fire, and yeah, he knows how to get heat, and he got heat, and he drew money. So when you draw money in the wrestling business, you have a job.
Absolutely. And what about like Andy Kaufman? I know you was around when he was around. I was just wondering, like, was he always in character like that, or was he just normal and regular, like when he was off screen?
No, he was kind of how it was. See, he started off with a women wrestler. Remember, that's how he started. He wrestled women on his own. He didn't have to be at a wrestling show. He would just wrestle them somewhere at a bar or somewhere. He started off wrestling women.
Gender
so then Jerry Jarrett and Jerry Lawler came up with this thing to draw some money, which is true. Him to wrestle a real man, Jerry Lawler, and that's what they did. They put it all together and sold that everywhere we went with it. So, and it seemed like he was a nice enough guy. I mean, I would you say? See, Bill Dundee's Bill Dundee about 24 hours a day, and Andy Kaufman was Andy Kaufman, what you saw on television personality part. I mean, we're all a little different. Handsome Jimmy is a complete act. Handsome is nothing like what you see on an interview.
Wow.
He's quiet, laid back, doesn't say nothing, but when the camera comes on and he gets out there, he's jumping around, and he's talking like that. He don't talk like that in real life. And Andy Kaufman was the guy to the 7 Cornet's 24/7 Jim Cornette. I mean, he's the same thing. So, and I don't change much from my personality in the ring, out of the ring, in front of the camera, not in front of the camera. I'm Bill Dundee 24/7. So
That's what we love about you, brother.
Yeah.
well, I think it works. And then you don't have to put on no airs and graces. You're just what you are.
You can
What
only
you see
be
is
you.
what you get.
That's right, brother.
So Jim Cornette, he really was a mama's boy, huh? That was just amped up in his character, huh?
Right,
Hey
right,
now,
yeah.
hey now, Mike.
Well, this is a true story. When we decided to do the deal with him, when talked to Christine Jarrett, she says, "Well, we'll have to talk to his mother to see if she'll let him go on the road."
Wow.
Well, yeah,
How old was he at that time?
I don't know, 72. No, he's just a kid, But he knew how to get heat, and here's the thing about Cornette. Before there was cable TV, he had they had a 100-foot friggin', maybe not that big, but he had a TV antenna that he could turn around on his roof so he could get all different kinds of wrestling from the Bruiser, from Atlanta, Memphis, all that. So he was a student of the wrestling game. I mean, when he got in, he may not took no bumps, but he knew what it was all about. And he's an intelligent guy. Jimmy Cornette is a long way from stupid. He's an intelligent guy, and he knows what it's all about. So, and when you go in, you get heat with the boys. So if you get heat with the boys, you can get heat with the people. So.
You talk about a bump. When I think about Jim Cornette and the bump, the only one I can think of is when he fell off the scaffold against the Road Warriors and blew his knees out.
Blew his knee out. Well, we all laughed and we all went, ha, but it wasn't really funny. He could have got killed.
Yes.
But that was Jerry Jarrett's main black before he started.
That's that almost come to pass, huh?
Yeah, it almost happened.
Mr. Dundee, is Clyde again? Are you there?
Clyde. That damn song keeps going through my head every time you say the word Clyde.
I got to know something, sir. Do you have any good stories about Tojo Yamamoto?
Well, here's the thing about Tojo. What you saw with him is what you got. He never hung around with the boys. He never hung around with wrestlers. He didn't go nowhere. He didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. He didn't do nothing. So Tojo was very boring to me. So apart from being in the dressing room, I never saw Tojo. So I can't really tell you how he lived, what he did. He had a good-looking girlfriend away back in the good old days. So I can tell you that much about what the show. And she was from Louisville, too, for God's sakes.
I appreciate the candor, gentlemen.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Dusty Rhodes? As a person, and what do you think about like what Cody and Dustin's doing now with the new promotion with AEW?
I don't know Cody or Dustin either, but you won't get no me knocking Dusty Rhodes. He was always nice to me. He was always nice to me when he was around me. When I worked for him, and he was the booker for WCW. We was all over there. Ted Turner's. I got along good with him. I mean, he liked to drink beer. I liked to drink beer. So apart from him being a little bigger than me, we had a lot in common. So no, you won't get me to knock Dusty Rhodes. I love Dusty.
Yeah, we love Dusty too here. I'm a huge Dusty Rhodes fan. Thank you for answering that.
If you will, baby.
Yeah, I mean, what you see with him is what you got. I mean, when Barnett brought him and Dick Murdoch to Australia, we never seen two guys like that. Oh my God, the Texas Outlaws, yes they were. That was in the early 60s or the late 60s, and they were, mercy. Two big old boys running all over the place. It was just, so that's how I got to know a lot of the American wrestlers. Jim Barnett brought them to Australia before I ever got here in '75. So I had 10 years of doing jobs in Australia for Barnett, me and Barnes, and then we came here. Like I said, he got homesick, went home, and I stayed.
You spoke a little bit about Dusty Rhodes booking in WCW. How was your stint in WCW? How did you enjoy being there?
I don't really know. Let me give that some thought. There was some people I didn't like, and it was a wrestling company with people running it that was never in the wrestling business. And Ted knew what he liked. If you excited Ted, he'd tell you, I like that match, it was exciting. But as far as putting it together, nobody really knew. Dust knew, Bill Dundee knew, and a few other guys, and they brought Bischoff in, and he wore a suit, so they put him in charge. That's another story, but...
Right, and you end up managing. How did you enjoy managing Steven Regal? Did you like the role of a manager?
Yeah, it was just. When they said they were going to give Regal a manager, they had a meeting, so they're all talking there. So somebody said, "Larry Zbyszko." So I said, "Okay, answer this question to me." Somebody just answered. What does Larry Zbyszko have with Lord Steven Regal? What do they have in common? Apart from this is a work and we can do anything we want, but he can't go out there and talk about his lordship. He doesn't know nothing about it. I grew up in Scotland and we hate Englishmen, but I know all about the lords and the ladies of Britain. So, he said, Big Dust said, you're right, baby, you manage him. I went, well, that's not really what I meant. He said, no, you manage him. So I got a little derby hat and the monocle and all the other things. So that's how it came about. But they were going to put Larry Zbyszko out with him. And I don't know if Larry wanted to manage him either, but I never really wanted the job. I just was explaining that you need a British guy too. Now when Big Dust said, well, you manage him, baby. That was the end of that.
Yeah, baby.
If you will, baby.
Yeah, that was it. You manage him, baby. Okay. Baby got a derby hat, and here we go. And I liked Regal, too. He was another tough son of a gun.
Yeah.
So he was just, he could wrestle.
Yeah, he could really chain wrestle. He really could.
Yeah, I mean, you could shoot, wrestle, do it all. But, I mean, we all had to do a little bit of that when we go in back in the good old days.
Right.
But today, I don't know what to do today to get in. I have no earthly idea.
I think it requires jumping off of a 10-story building.
There you go. That's it. That's about it. So, this new company coming up, what's the name of it?
It's called AEW.
AEW.
Yeah.
What's the kid's name that runs that?
I'm pretty well. Cody and Cody.
Yeah, no, the promoter, the guy with the money.
Tony Khan.
Tony Khan. I saw an interview he did. He was tweeting Bill Dundee over. I need to get hold of him and see if he would give me a job.
Yeah, they might need a trainer. I think they need to teach some of them young guys some chain wrestling, man. I think you're the guy for the job.
Yeah, and another thing.
Well, we can do that if that's. But here's the other thing.
Mr. Dundee, I gotta say something, man. You need to be in this WWE Hall of Fame. That should have already happened 20 years ago, in my opinion, sir.
Let me tell you, the word politics, and there's a lot of politics in wrestling. That's what it's all about. I couldn't go to Vince McMahon because me and The Undertaker didn't get along.
Well,
I went up to Vince's big office, sat there, talked to him all day, and me and The Undertaker was mad at me for something. I don't know, and I still don't know why today. I have no earthly idea why the big bastard got mad at me, but he did.
they got to let that go.
And I believe that's why I never went to the what?
WWE's got to let that go. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. There's been people they put in there that, just unbelievable things. You deserve to be in there 20 years ago, in my opinion, sir.
Here is the other thing. If you're going on the Hall of Fame, that people do something a little different. I should be there just because I'm only 5'7", was 210 pounds, and drew more money than most of the big guys. So you tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you was one of the only really guys that was 5'7" that I would see main eventing all the time as a child like that, and that's what even made me appreciate your fire even more. I looked at you like a spark plug, brother.
Yeah, when
Right.
we
Well,
went down to
that was
Louisville Gardens,
intimate.
if it was
But
Bill
I-
Dundee and Jerry Lawler, man, it was Superman and Batman to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, we enjoyed working one another.
Yeah.
So you could tell in the ring.
You guys did, man. I would love to see you getting that WWE Hall of Fame. I need some Bill Dundee action figures too.
Yeah, I don't know where you get them either, but that's another story. But I've done all right for a little bitty fella for in the wrestling business. So then Big Mark never liked me, so that kept me at W. Not that I would have I have no idea if I would have liked WWF or WWE, whatever they call it. I don't know. I never was in love with Ted Turner's. I mean, I liked Ted and I liked Jane Fonda when she came around. She would come to the TV station, sit there like she owned it. Well, she did. So what can you say?
Right.
So I mean, I enjoyed that part working there, but
You know, Bill, while we're on the WCW thing, I've got to ask you this, and I know that you touched on it a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about the Arn Anderson and the Sid Vicious incident that happened? I know you were an agent at the time when that was going on.
no, I'm not. I don't want to really get into that because I don't really know what they've told people. And 20 years later, doing the thing, I mean, they got drunkish with it, how it all started off. And then they were going to do this to one another and going to do that to one another. This, in the bar, but no, they left the bar and Sid, they say he went down to Arn's door and pounded on it.
Can you?
And Arn,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
and then they said Arn came to the door with a knife in his hand and went back and got it and stabbed Sid and then all the other things. And so nobody really knows. They were by themselves when all that happened.
Oh, okay.
So people will tell you the story, but no, yeah, we all knew they were arguing in the bar. We was all in the bar, but I don't think anybody actually ever saw the fight part.
I see.
Can you talk a little bit about Magnum TA? He's a guy who I didn't get to see a lot of, and I believe you traveled with him in the past and worked with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I like that in Louisiana. I like TA. He was a good guy. He was sad what happened to him, but yeah, he would have been one of the major stars in this business if he hadn't had that wreck. But so no, I liked him. I go along with him. And here's the other thing: he wanted to be a student of the business. So if he asked me something, I would tell him and ask him or whatever. Or even the older guys, he would pay attention to what you're saying.
Yes,
he wanted to learn it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He seemed like he was going places and all the
Yeah.
footage
Oh,
I
yeah.
watch of him, and I'm just like, man, what a missed opportunity there. It's just kind of like a big what if.
Well, that wreck was mercy.
Yes, I remember that happened. That's terrible.
All right, Bill, you still there, brother?
Yes, sir.
He's there, Clyde.
Clyde.
He walked off
There,
the set
sir.
here, Clyde.
Do
You're fine.
you have any good stories about Jeff Jarrett from back in the day? Dundee for Hall of Fame. I'm not playing. I'm serious.
I did. If I keep doing their interviews, they'll never make.
Yeah.
No, Jeff would. What can you say? He was the boss's son. George Goulas was the boss's son. Nick, when George and Nick was around, and Jerry and Jeff came along, and it's a bitch being the boss's son. I mean, you could.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Jeff was better than just a fair worker. But when you're the boss's son, that's a strike against you with the boys anyways. Oh, I wouldn't be the boss's son, he wouldn't be nowhere. Well, that may be true someplace, but I think Jeff earned it. Well, look at Gagne's boy. Greg Gagne could wrestle, and he could shoot too. So, I mean, how could you, I don't really know how it all works, but you get the same stigma. Well, that's the boss's son, don't fuck with him, it's blah, blah, blah. Well, why be the boss's son if you can't use it to your advantage?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
Well, one thing I've been wanting to know about, and I'm dying to ask you about this, but just watching all the old tapes and stuff all the time, and in my opinion, especially looking back now, I mean, you was the best on the mic. I mean, how did you get that skill? Is that just natural? I mean, how did you get that? You're just so good at just generating. It's a heel or a face. You're so good at generating what you need to generate at that moment. And is that just a natural God-given ability, or did you work on that throughout the years? Or
No, you have to work on it, because I've got tapes in my house here that I'm embarrassed to show anybody. Just talking, oh Jesus. When you get used to it and you're rambling on and you're just out there, hey, Jerry, I get you just don't. But I have somewhere when we first started, I'd be like, well, Jerry, I get in the ring, I'm going to beat you. I would not say no more, and they would say, well, okay, just stand there. Once you get used to it and get comfortable.
Bill, I apologize, our phone's cutting out a little.
Well, I went for a walk, so maybe it was
there
me.
You go. It's back on there. There we are, sir.
We're back on there. Yeah, I just got bored sitting in the same seat, so I got wandering around. Yeah, so you have to take time, and you have to kind of know what you're wanting to talk about before you go out there. So it's just, and you would listen to guys like Big Dusty Rhodes. Big Dust was as good as a talker as anybody.
Yes,
if you will, baby.
You and Dusty,
Yeah.
you and Dusty stand out in my mind.
But he was a kind of different from me, baby, but that's how he talked in real life.
That's right, baby.
He did.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And he would talk with a lisp, but he didn't have a lisp. But when you heard his interviews, you think, that big bastard has a lick. But when he got mad at you and he was telling you off in the back, there was no lisp. Dundee, you little son of a bitch, I asked you to do that. Okay. Yes, sir, Big Dust, whatever you want.
I love it, love it. What about Jake the Snake Roberts? You got any good stories about him?
I never was around Jake a little bit in Louisiana. I never liked that snake. So, I mean, now I worked for his dad, me and Grizzly Smith. Grizzly Smith's Jake's dad, so he would work with me in Louisiana. He was in the office with me, and, so I got along good with Grizzly. But Jake, I never really was around him much either.
Speaking of Mid-South, your time in Louisiana, a friend of the podcast wanted us to give you a shout-out. He wanted to say hello to you. He wasn't sure if you remember or not. His name's Jeff Van Camp, and he wrestled in Tennessee as Jeff Van Camp, the wrestler. And later on, Austin Idol brought him in as Lord Humongous in Continental Wrestling. But he wanted me to tell you hi.
Yeah, I remember the Jeff Camp, but then he did Humongous.
He did Humongous down here in Alabama and Pensacola.
Yeah. And I remember him, yeah.
That Humongous character is quite a character. I still see it popping up today, still being booked today. To me, that's just as long running as The Undertaker. I mean, that character's been around forever.
Yeah, and I mean, that came off a movie, right? Wasn't there a movie with that character in it?
Yes,
Humongous, I didn't. When it showed up, I never knew what it was. I said, well, who's this big bastard? Well, that's Humongous.
Bill, what was your run as the Barbarians manager like?
Scary. I love John Nord. He was the Barbarian. That was the other one. Was John Nord was the other Barbarian, but the one we were talking about was from Charlotte. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed the wrestling business. So I mean, whatever I did, I tried to make the best of it.
Speaking of the wrestling business, and I want to do this sooner, we want to congratulate you. We've seen you just won a television championship. I believe is it Wombat?
Wombat, yeah.
Congratulations on that, sir. That's just unbelievable. I don't know if I can do that at my age, but you at your age doing that's incredible. So we just want to congratulate you on that victory.
Yeah, I second.
Well, I keep telling all them young kids, and if you put my age together, you may think I'm old, but get in that ring and I'll just show you how old I am. But so, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I still enjoy working. I still enjoy wrestling. I enjoy training. I go to the gym every day. I ride my bike about 3 or 4 days a week. So I stay in pretty fair shape. I'll probably drop dead of a heart attack one of them days, but that's another story. What the hell?
You're looking great. You're looking great. And, I hate to get off topic here, but that's how my grandma is. She's like, insists on doing it. She's 88, insists on doing all these things all the time, just to keep going, brother. And, I'm going to keep going, too. Why stop doing what you love? That's how she feels about it,
Yeah, sitting on the couch, don't do nothing but sit on the couch. I still enjoy doing the things I do. I still enjoy getting in the ring. I still enjoy going to the gym and lifting weights. I enjoy riding my bike.
Absolutely.
So I still enjoy all them things.
Yeah, why stop? Absolutely. And now you're still champion, So
yeah, I'm still the champion.
I want to see you. I want to see you, sir. This is Clyde again. I want to see you take Jerry Lawler out. You need to take him out.
Oh God! Well, what are we gonna do with the king now?
Dundee
we can't do
Lawler.
that now.
Could we get you to cut a promo?
One more time.
Can we get you to cut a promo on Jerry today?
Cut a promo on Jerry today. Oh my God! Well, this is the match we could have. We could have a 20-foot pole in the corner or a 10-foot pole, whatever one we have. And we could have a bottle of Geritol tied to the top. And then whoever gets the Geritol, hot dog, here we go. I said that to Lawler one time in jest, but he didn't think it was jest or funny. Fuck you, Dundee. You get the Geritol. Okay.
I would like to see you shave. I'd like to see you shave his head, clean bald.
Well, we tried that a couple of times, and my wife, her ex-wife, or ended up my ex-wife, she got her head shaved, and I got mine twice. And, the things you'll do for money, right?
How was she? How was she when you guys approached her with that angle?
Well, this is how this all came about. Me and Lawler had wrestled 100 times for different things: cars, money, titles, belts. You name it, we wrestled for it. So, me, Jarrett, and Lawler were sitting up at Jarrett's big house in the office trying to figure stuff out. So, Jerry says to me, Jarrett says, "You think Beverly would go for a haircut?" I said, "Beverly Dundee go for a haircut?" I said, I don't know, but I could go home and ask her. So when I said that, he said, "Fire!" Because he knows he's going over, right? So we do the thing. So we sit there. So I go home and I said, "Beverly." Just before we was coming to Louisville, as a matter of fact, it was a Tuesday. We were at the office Tuesday morning doing. So we're getting ready to go to Louisville. So I said to her, "I need to ask you a question. Don't answer it now, but think about it. When I get home either tonight or tomorrow morning, you can give me the answer." I said, "Would you go for a haircut?" She said, "In the ring, sitting in the ring and get my head shaved."
Bill, we're losing you again, sir. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm walking about again, so I'll sit down. So yeah, I said, "Yeah, the same as me." She said, "Oh, no, I don't think so." I said, "Well, okay, I just thought I would ask you." And then 2 minutes later, she said, "Well, what kind of money are we talking about?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000. She said, $3,000 or $4,000. I said, "Yeah, that's about what your hair's worth." I said, "Probably sell out, so the payoff would be good. We'd get one, you'd get one, and we'd get two, because you'd get the haircut payoff, and I'd get paid to wrestle." So she said, "Well, let me think about it." So when I got home, like I said, it was Louisville. The next day, we're getting up to go to Evansville. She says, "Tell Jarrett, yeah." And I said, "Tell Jarrett, yeah." She said, "Yeah, for that amount of money you're talking about." I said, $3 or $4 grand? She said, "No, 4, not 3 or 4, 4. I said, "Well, okay." So I tell him Lawler's there. Lawler would have paid it himself. But anyway, Jared, I tell him, I said, we're back to the office. I said, "Hey, Beverly said she'll go for the haircut." Oh, God. Right then I said, "Yeah," she said she'd go for it. So we better get it signed up before she changes her mind. So we had the match in Memphis. The barber was scared to death to cut her hair. The people were rioting or come to the ring and were yelling, screaming, "Don't you cut that woman's hair?" So then the both came on. He won. So anyway, they shaved it. Didn't really shave it, but they couldn't shave it off. The damn fans wouldn't let it. The clippers worked, but they cut it way down. They gapped it all up, and you had to go get it done at the barber shop, right? But so she's the only woman I know that ever got a haircut in the ring.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else on that one either. Mr. Dundee, it's Clyde again. Are you still here, brother?
Yeah, Clyde, be right here.
Do you have any good stories, sir, about Hulk Hogan?
No, brother. I never really was around him either. Yeah, let me tell you something, brother. Yeah, I mean, he came in here just like big old boy, and they brought green in grass when they brought him in here when he first started. He came in and got over, and then he went away, and the next thing you know, he's wrestling his Hulk. He was working as Terry Bollea when he came in here. And he brought his brother in, Brutus the Barber. He was the other Bollea brother, so they were the Bollea brothers when they were in here to begin with. And then he went away, and he came back as Hulk Hogan, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Armstrongs, Bob Armstrong? Didn't y'all just recently do a signing together, maybe last
Oh, yeah, I love the Armstrongs. I like Bullet Bob. I like all these kids. I've got along good with the whole family. I've never had a crossword with none of them, so... Yeah, I like them. They're a good wrestling family, and they're real nice to be around. They've always been with me. I guess we can all get mad at one another, but I've always got along good with them. So, and Bullet Bob, I've known him forever. So, yeah, everything good there.
I just, matter of fact, I seen Bullet Bob in the ring just last year in Pensacola. He's still active and still wrestling.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you keep doing it, you can just keep doing it. It's not like we're, jumping off the top rope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even so, we just wrestle, and that's what we did. What we did way back in the late '60s and early '70s and '80s. That if you do that today, the people will still buy it.
Yes, sir.
Because you're telling a story. When you're doing it today, just jumping off the top rope or jumping off the top of the building, it don't mean nothing.
I think that's what's missing, absolutely, the storytelling element to get you totally invested in the angle. You're like, I want to see Jerry Lawler kill Dundee this week.
Dundee is taking his hair. Take his hair, Bill.
But that's what.
I hear you.
But you want to exactly. That's what's missing. Exactly. Well said, Bill.
Well, that's exactly what's missing. I mean, they don't understand it.
Yeah, what can you talk about what it's like? Getting all that attention, like at the peak of Memphis wrestling. What was it like? Just all the attention you was getting from the women.
I was married I had 3 wives. I have 3 ex-wives. That'll give you an idea. So anyway.
Bill, you also had a van, too. I think your ex-wife liked to call it the whore van.
Oh, yeah, the whole Tommy Rich had one just like it. There was vans, the same colors, and they had the same markers, the same everything. So when we pulled up to my house in the van, she said, "Well, what is that damn whorehouse on wheels?" I said, "That's mine." She said, "That's a damn whorehouse on wheels." So I get out of the van, go to the house, and he calls me, beep, 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 honking his horn. She said, "Oh my God, there's 2 of them." so anyway, she knew how we all was, I guess.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. When I think of some of the things, because I was 19 and she was 16 when we got married in Australia.
Okay.
So we've been around a long time by the time we got here, and then, it's just...
Wow. You guys are really like rock stars.
Well, it was back then. I mean, like that story I told you, the Elvis Presley, Jerry Lewis, Lawler, and Dundee, that was the 4 names that everybody knew on Memphis.
Absolutely. And, Bill, we're running about 45 minutes here, so we don't want to take up your whole day. So if you don't mind, could we go around the table one more time and each of us ask you one more question before we hop out?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. Mike, you want to go ahead and kick it off?
Yeah. I was going to say, what were your thoughts on the honky-tonk man, Wayne Ferris?
He stole my gimmick.
There, folks.
Yeah, no, I like Wayne. He was blonde. Every time we worked, he had blonde hair. Then he went off to do it. I don't know if they got the idea that the thing, but I went to Vince's, up to the mansion up there in Connecticut, and talked to them all, and had the gimmick and had the whole thing. So, like I told you, the Undertaker didn't like me, and I don't really know why, but I still think it was his doings that I wasn't there. So I went up and talked to him, and I told Vince about the gimmick and the jumpsuit shit and all the stuff we did and did. The next thing I know, the honky tonk man shows up. I said, well, hell, last time I saw Wayne Ferris, he had blonde hair. So anyway, he had blue black hair too, and then the suit. And he did it justice. He did it good. He was, he got over with it, so that's good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Dundee. It's Clyde. Are you still there, brother?
All right.
What is your memories of the Tupelo, Mississippi concession stand brawl?
Well, that kind of explains itself, but that's one of them things that just happened. Nobody made nothing out. It was just.
I think a lot of wrestling copied that, though. I still see elements.
Oh yeah, they tried to redo it, and we tried to redo it one time in Evansville, but it wasn't the same because this is how that happened. Jumping into the concession stand on a Friday night in Tupelo, Mississippi, if we fought to the back, the good guys usually jumped over into the concession stand, and the heels never chased them, and they left. End of the story. This night, the heels jumped over first, so Lawler said, come on, let's get him. Let's get him. We've never been in the concession stand fighting. I said, we can't go over there. He said, yeah, we can. So we jump over there, and Wayne Ferris is standing looking at Lawler, so Lawler picks up a jar of pickles and throws it at him. Wham! That ducked him. We killed him. So it goes over the top of him, hits the floor, breaks all the hell, so now the fight's back over. So Herman Sheffield, the guy that run the concession stand, he's coming down trying to get us stopped. Eddie Marlin's there running around trying to get us stopped. So that was one of them things that just happened, and it drew a lot of money all over the territory. And was over. They got the money back with the stuff we broke in the concession stand, but that's how it started. Wow. Lawler threw the pickles at his cousin, and it was on.
And it was
so, but nobody said, let's do that. We just did it.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for taking time to join us today. And my final question, I guess, would be, can you share with us maybe like one unique story just from, I know you've got, probably a million of them, but maybe just one unique story from your time on the road?
Oh, God.
The wheels turning.
A unique story.
And if not, it's okay.
Well, I'm trying to think of a good one to go out with on here, dude.
Go send us out on a bang.
Going out, he's got to finish.
Well, they will say that in the bang. We do the thing when I shot the gun off at the hotel in Memphis.
Oh, wow.
And the police came and all kinds of shit. But, that was, we're going out with a bang. You said you wanted to end up with a bang, so that's what we did. So, anyway, we never really shot at anybody, but just went outside. It was a quiet night, do the thing. So I said, damn, it's quiet. We need to liven this up a little bit. So I had 38.
Yeah, we need to get Jared.
Bam, 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 bam. Shot it up in the air. 3 minutes later, blue lights all over the place. I said, what the hell? So about 4 or 5 squad cars were charging into the parking lot of the hotel. So me and Tommy was with me, and Tommy Rich was standing there like 2 seats. So the guy says,
"You're breaking up again, Bill. I apologize."
No, sir.
I said the phone was breaking up. I apologize.
Okay, well, so when we got out to we got outside, me and Tommy were walking around outside, and I said, it's awful quiet, Tommy, liven this place up. So it was about 1 in the morning, so I shoot the gun off 3 times and 4 times. Bam, bam, bam. It wasn't 2 minutes later, he was blue lights all over the place. They come charging into the parking lot. I said, oh, nice. So here they come. They get out and they go, oh my God, Tommy Rich and Bill Dundee. You see anybody through the gun? I was
So nobody got arrested?
Yeah. So the hotel manager guy obviously called him and said, yeah, they shot it.
Damn.
I said, no, not they, me. So there's no sense getting Tommy into trouble. He was 18. So he said, Bill, you can't go shooting guns all. I said, I didn't shoot nobody. I just fired it up in the air. He said, well, do you have a permit for that thing? No, sir. So, anyway, we have to go to court.
Oh, wow.
So the guy told me, Tommy, you go say it, you're going to put Bill in jail because he's not, your papers on this phone have just got here. I said, no, I'll just take all the rap for the gun. But anyway, they threw it out. They didn't do nothing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
what a story. What a story. Thank you for joining us, Bill. And Mike, do you have any closing thoughts before we hop out real quick?
I just got to say, this has been one of the funnest podcasts I've ever been a part of. Yeah, I've just really enjoyed it so much, Bill, and thank you for coming on the show. And hopefully you'll definitely grace us again by coming on. We really enjoyed it.
oh, yeah, anytime, just give me a call. So, but I appreciate you all watching when you're growing up little boys watching wrestling and you like Bill Dundee. So if it hadn't been for people like you all and you're all doing and liking me, there would be no Bill Dundee. So I appreciate you all for them years.
Thank you for saying that. Clyde, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, man. Thanks for being one of my heroes. Even now, I'm 40 years old. I still look at you as a hero, and I just appreciate that. And Lawler,
All right, well, Clyde, I appreciate it.
Lawler, Dundee's coming for that hair.
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah, we did this. Well, I don't know about his, but mine's a little thinner than it used to be, but I still have it. But still, what can you say or do?
I think you got more hair than I do, Bill.
well.
Bill, next time you're going to have to share the Clyde story with us, Bill.
Yeah, next time.
What? Yeah, we'll get the Clyde story.
I was going to say real quick, everybody listening out there, Bill is the author of If You Don't Want the Answer, Don't Ask the Question. If you guys would like to pick up a copy of his book, you can call 901-305-3251 is how you can inquire about that. I believe you can also text that number. And Bill, do you have anything you want to plug before we hop out?
No, just if you get to your place, because I got the script right here. It's called The Screecher, and Jake Young wrote it, and it's copyright 2018. I'm sitting here with this damn script in my head for this monster movie, so
we can't wait to
the monster kills me in the end, so we'll see.
We can't wait to see it, Bill. That's going to be awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening today. It's been a very special edition of That Wrestling Podcast. Honestly, my favorite too. Bill, thanks for your time, sir. Hopefully we can catch up again soon.
All right, thank you all for being so nice to me, and we'll do it again sometime. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bill. Bye-bye. Talk soon, brother.